everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a journal page for a hashtag that I am hosting with Callicrafty Pam on Instagram. It's called hashtag April Art Prompts 2022, and it's weekly prompts to help grow your spring art garden. So week 1 was birdsong, week 2 is spring blooms, and next week is week 3 baby animals, then mushroom madness, and the last week is busy bees. So if you want to participate on Instagram, you can hashtag with this, and you can tag myself and Pam. If you don't have Instagram and you want to participate, you know, do a YouTube video and hashtag it, and I'll keep an eye out for it. If you want to tag me, even better. So today I'm going to be doing a journal page for spring blooms. But I'm just going to show you a couple things I did already. So I did this tag for birdsong, and I did this while I was watching Kathy Berg and Colleen the Scrap Chick, or CK Art, and they have these cool flashcard prompts that they do every week on their channel, so I'll link them below. And so this is a flashcard, and the prompts for this one were indentation. So I used an embossing folder that was wooden, like a wooden plank embossing folder. And what else? Summer and taupe. So the background is taupe, and then I added the bird for the summer and the little flowers. Those are die cuts. And I kind of got some lace and some fabric with some music notes. So I tied it in with my bird song for hashtag April art prompts. And then week 2, I've already done this tag here for the spring blooms, and this was just on a flashcard. Let me go grab the flashcard. The base of this was just from a flashcard from the dollar store, and they're just like, they're not distressed, so I sanded it. So it started off looking very new like this, so I sanded it lightly, added some stamping, left on some tissue paper, and then some puzzle pieces and a few scraps I had on my desk, and one of the ticket stubs that I had distressed, and a stamp that I had bought, like a postage stamp. So that was fun. So today I'm going to be showing the process that I used to make this page here, and it starts off with a magazine transfer and then some collage. So I'm gonna insert that here, and I'll just do it fast time. I might interject with a little bit of voiceover here and there as needed, but mostly just gonna put on some relaxing music. And I hope you enjoy this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any requests for future videos. And please like, share, subscribe, and all those YouTubey things. So we're starting off midway through the first image transfer on my jelly plate. Apparently I forgot to press record, so here's the last half of it. I do have a video about magazine transfers if you want to know more information about that. So here I just do a couple quick ones. This one I used a staircase because I liked how it swirled. And the hearts around the periphery, that was done using some bubble wrap that Zandra Scraps to Beauty sent me. So usually I do more intuitive art journal pages. Here I had a little bit of an idea. I wanted to have a girl on the left with a dress made out of spring blooms, flowers to go with our hashtag, and then I wanted them to swirl up into this staircase. So I used a nice bright green to give a springy feel, and it was the Liquitex Basics Cyanine Green. That's hard to say. Maybe I'll put the text of it down below here. And to do the pickup, I used the Artist Loft Portrait Pink and a bit of Craft White. And I pulled it up onto my composition book. And this composition book, I've actually glued the pages, like 2 pages together. So when I do my second pull here, so I'm putting on the green paint, nice thin layer, and then I'm going to place on my magazine image down there, rub, rub, rub. Make sure I got a good transfer. So again, it resists picking up where there's the black ink. It resists picking up the paint, and that's how you get an image left behind. So I'm just rubbing a bit to make sure her face comes out. and I'm gonna let that dry. I decided to add a bit of the hearts on, so instead of subtracting the hearts, I'm adding them on to the side. Here, a bit of the crusty bits from the bubble wrap came off, but that's fine. It gives it extra distress. So here I'm using my other jelly plate just to load up the bubble wrap and to transfer some little hearts onto that other side there. And I wait for that to dry and picking it up again with the portrait pink and a bit of craft white. Nice thin layer. And then I'm going to use my comp book on the other side to pick it up, making sure it's right side up, of course. I probably have done that a few times. Anyhow, so I'm using a spare piece of paper just so I don't get paint on my hands. And I'm giving that a really good rub. Now, my point about this being a composition book where I have the pages glued together is that sometimes there's a bit of wrinkling on the pages. And we'll see here when I try to lift this, there's some wrinkles that just didn't want to pick up the paint and went right through her face. So I'm using my little trick where I use some matte medium. I'll write that down below too. And the matte medium is basically like a clear acrylic, acts as a glue. And I give that a really good rub. I let it sit for a while. Here I pick it up. It wasn't really doing the trick yet, so I really rub it on there, leave it for a bit. And here I'm going to pull it away. There's still some wrinkles in her dress, which I don't mind so much, but I'm happy that I got all of her face. That was the main part, because I'm going to be covering her dress in flowers anyhow. So here I've got a pretty good image of her face. And now I'm just going to pick out different flowers from this antiquarian sticker book. And I'm going to fussy cut a little bit. I'm going to fast forward this quite a bit because you don't need to see me fussy cutting a bunch of flowers. So this I'm just sort of trying to fit more of like a bodice out of flowers. And then I keep flipping through looking for other flowers to add. Fine, I didn't like that one. That one was pretty good, so I give it a little fussy cut again. And I wasn't super careful when I fussy cut it. I left a little bit of an edge because I was gonna do some shading. And then this bouquet was pretty good, like it covered a good deal to make her dress kind of flare out, so I fussy cut all around that. And then I found a bunch of individual larger blooms to finish up the bottom of her dress. Here I'm just putting them in place, and then I'm going to fussy cut around them all. I'm going to use the end of that first little arc of flowers, I guess it was a wreath, to just sort of trail off to the other page. So here they're all fussy cutted with the magic of editing. And then I use a glue stick to glue them down. The sticker isn't really enough to glue it down. Really, I probably should use like a thicker white glue like Eileen's tacky glue, but I was feeling a little bit lazy, so I just used a bit of just a glue stick to tack it down, and I cut out a little flower for her hair. And then here we have a quote. I'm using a Posca to write it. And the quote is, "The beautiful spring came, and when nature resumes her loveliness, the human soul is apt to revive also," by Harriet Ann Jacobs. So I looked up quite a few quotes, and that's the one I settled on. And then I found a nice blossom for the middle of that spiral. Well, what I thought was a nice blossom. And then here I find a bigger one. I think, oh, that'll go better. So I pull off that little one. Just a little bit of damage to the page, but that's okay. Fussy cutting and gluing. And then I find some little flowers to kind of go up that spiral staircase. A few extra little blooms, so more fussy cutting. And then I decided that purple didn't really go with the color scheme, so I took it out, added another yellow flower to sort of tie in the yellows that I had on her dress. And then again, magic of editing. There they are, all fussy cut and glued down. Now here is my bottle of matte medium. Unfortunately, I guess the Posca wasn't dry because it smudged that whole word "the," so I carefully just go over the flowers. And the reason for that is I wanted to seal them in because I'm planning to do some shading around them. And this sticker book, the stickers are matte and they would absorb the color from the Inktense pencils I'm going to use. So this way it sort of makes them, protects them and makes it easier to wipe off any ink that I get on there. So I was just using my hand to really smush it down. I used just a little bit of the matte medium because I didn't want it to get too wrinkly. And then I put some wax paper and pressed it down with a book for a little while. And now it's all dry, and I'm going to add some pretty gold washi tape around the edges. And the washi tape won't stick to acrylic paint either, so I use a glue stick. So I use the teal green Inktense pencil to put just a hint of shading. It's going to be very subtle. I could have used black, but I wanted to keep this very light and spriggy. So I just scribble it on, and then I use a paintbrush with just a hint of water to just spread it out and really help her stand out a little bit more. So when I sealed the flowers with the matte medium, this is the part that I was thinking I wanted to protect them from the Inktense. So if a little bit gets on the bloom, I can just wipe it off with my finger. You can see I rewrote the word "the" there with my Posca paint pen. I don't know, I mean, maybe I should have heat set it and let it dry a little bit longer before I added the matte medium. I was just surprised that it got all smeared like that. So it is permanent, but I guess I didn't wait long enough. Live and learn, live and learn. And then I go around all the flowers on the other page and on the inside of the washi tape here as well. So I just took my time. I know it looks a little frantic on fast speed, but I just enjoyed just doing the subtle shading, thinking about spring and flowers, greenery. So I go all around the inside there, and then I activate it all with the paintbrush. So the idea is that the Inktense will be permanent once you've activated it and then let it dry. And then here I'm adding a bit of black Stabilo, which is not permanent, just to ground her a little bit more on that side and make it look more like a rock that she's standing on. Then I decide to use a gold jelly roll to draw some vines and some leaves all around there. And I decide to outline her. And I'm probably inspired by, like, I have seen lots of people draw in magazines and add quotes and things, and I really enjoy that style. I can't say specifically who inspired me the most, but a lot of people kind of do that style. So here I'm just doing it with the magazine transfer instead of with the actual magazine, adding a few more little leaves. And then I decide to make those gold outlines just a little bit thicker, bolder. I'm not really a brush letterer, so I decide to add just a little bit of highlight to my letters. You could take your time and do some really nice brush lettering, but I just kind of wrote the quote quickly, so I do that on all the letters. I don't show it all, but it's all done. And where it's smudged there was really bothering me, so I finally used a bit of off-white paint and a bit of that green paint to try to hide the smudginess where I made my mistakes. So I thought about maybe adding some lines to the gold parts, but then if I do it here, this is going to be too heavy and I'd have to do it here, and I really like how that's looking, so I think that is done. So here it is. It's not a perfect transfer, but it's still usable. It's fun. Add those flowers. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and I hope if you get a chance to, you participate in the hashtag April Art Prompts 2022 that I'm co-hosting with Callie Crafty Pam on Instagram, but feel free to hashtag it here on YouTube if you're not on Instagram but you want to do a video. And if you tag me or send me a note, I will definitely give you a shout out. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.